Ladies and gentlemen, I need y'all to make some noise, show all the love. And we're going to start this off. We're going to do a roll call. We're going to bring everybody out here. Make some noise for Ravi Cabot-Conyers! Kiera Armstrong! Kyriana Kratter! Robert and Mr. Jude Law! Hello.
How are we doing, everybody? Are we good?
We're out here. Guys, thank y'all so much for joining us. As I understand, this is your very first Megacon, is that correct? Very first one? Okay, so listen. With it being your first Megacon, we have something special. We got these awesome stickers that we got to share.
No, you don't! Oh my God.
These on. This is very important. There we go. Yes, there we go. You got one. Here we go. Yes, that's you need one too, right?
I'm a professional.
There we go. I love it.
So I was like 6, and you know, I'd been taken to the cinema by my parents. I'd seen Disney animation, and then there was Star Wars, and it just blew my dad's mind, blew my sister's mind, and it went from that to obviously also the total immersion where I was playing with the toys.
Of course.
And, you know, you get the bed sheets and the phone. It just took over.
Of course.
And in many ways, I look back and realise it kind of enforced how I played acting. You know, playing characters running around, you're Lindy Han, you're Chewbacca, you're David. I mean, and so it was hugely important. I love it.
Were you ever Chewbacca? Robert, what about you? Were you a fan?
Oh yeah. I mean, I really was introduced to it by my dad. I think that's a universal way of getting introduced to it. But I watched the first Star Wars movie, and I also heard about the characters, the weapons, you know. I fell in love with it. I mean, I love sci-fi, so I think really Star Wars was kind of everything that franchise was to me. Like, I don't know, it was everything I wanted in one franchise. And I really enjoyed it, and I was Darth Vader for Halloween.
Oh, no, that's quite cute. You were about that big, right?
Yeah. Very scary.
That's not foreshadowing of season 2. Don't even.
What if you died?
Don't do that to us. We're too close to Disney right now. Ryan, what about you?
For me, it was also probably with my dad, but what's funny is that whenever we would go on set, like within like the first, I feel like every single day of shooting, he was like fangirling even more than me on set. So it was so much fun, and we got to like share it together, and yeah, it was so lucky.
Kyriana?
Well, I was also introduced by my dad. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's very basic now. But I was introduced when I was 4 years old, and I saw Princess Leia, and I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I love Star Wars. I know, right? Yeah, I know. I dressed like this when I was really young. There must be a photo somewhere out there of me with like towels in my hair and like a giant comforter on, but that was my first memory of Star Wars.
More than fair. We all have that photo. Like, I definitely have one, I'm sure. Ravi, what about you?
I want you all to take a guess who introduced me to Star Wars. It was my dad. That was a difficult question. No, but yeah, I watched A New Hope for the first time with my dad, and you know that was his favorite movie, and he introduced it to me when I was a few days old. That's not an exaggeration. I'm not just saying that for the bit, but really, I know what was happening, so I rewatched it again when I was 5. But it's just such a fun. You know, it's such a fun experience. It's just a charming story, a charming idea that, you know, I think we all enjoyed at some point. So, you know, I'm glad that I was introduced to it at a very young age.
We're super glad about it, too. To help me kind of direct this conversation, I think we need to fill this other chair here. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for Bryce Dallas Howard! Good dad action. I love it. I love it. So, with Skeleton Crew, the story and characters don't exactly follow the threads of the Skywalker saga. Did that make it easier for you to choose or kind of come up with your feelings for your character and the flow of the story?
Yeah, I think it was free. John had come up with such a clear concept. I think we all responded to the adult responded to the youth, that it was see the protagonist, the perspective was through innocent eyes. Of course, it was a world of real jeopardy and wonder, which it's funny, it's a good question because it's on the back of how we all discovered it. So it's sort of suddenly reintroduced through young people's eyes. I just thought was very, very smart. But certainly, it felt like we were able to kind of pick and choose if we wished to be influenced in certain areas, but weren't necessarily guided down a particular path because we were fitting into the past films. I love it.
Robbie, what about you? To figure out who it was it cool to kind of know some things and you really wanted to be a Jedi? Really bad.
Yes. So I'm the same in real life as Wayne. In that way. Jedi were the things that intrigued me the most. Yes, correct. Sorry. There was like you said, there was an idea and a vision that was established by the showrunners. And so that did make it easier. They gave us so much creative freedom, but there was little ways that we could step in and kind of build the character more. But I think I was influenced, as a kid, and now I'm still a kid, but as a younger kid, by those movies and those characters. So
I saw like Goonies and E.T. when I was young. Like that makes sure I grew up right. But it was so much fun, like getting to do something like Star Wars that I love, but also getting to add like my own twist into it. Because like Robbie said, John Watts and the story, they gave us a lot of creative freedom to kind of create the character and make it our own. And like I got to use like things from other characters in Star Wars and parts of myself as my character. And so it was just all such a fun process, and I'm like so grateful that I get to be a part of this.
Amazing.
As I said, so much creative freedom, it was so much fun. It was really like going to Disneyland every single day. But I just had a blast, and like I said, I've always been a fan, especially Han Solo. And Vernon immediately reminded me of him and like the costume fitting and like the wardrobe. And also like Princess Leia, she's not like afraid to fight for what she thinks is right. And I feel like Vernon is the same way.
I read somewhere that the shoot for Skeleton Crew was like 6 months long. What was it like on a typical day on set? I'd love to hear this from everyone's perspective,
Chaos.
especially chaos. You said chaos?
I said chaos.
Wow. Who was truly the energy of chaos on set?
All of the above.
I don't know. Listen, Robbie, I respect you, I love you, but everyone just kind of turned around and looked at you.
No, that is fair enough. Honestly, at this point, that is fair enough. We all had so much fun, and we all got up to a few shenanigans. Some crazy stuff. You? Oh, the tape. So on set there's tape that is used for marks. You gotta know where you're gonna stand, the blocking of it all. And I may have taken a few strips and put it on my face as a mustache. A few times. And we did, and I really hope that the gaffers are not watching this right now. Oh my goodness.
They're actually backstage right now. They have some words for you.
Oh God. Give it up for the gaffers!
Smart bigots.
Here's the truth. Here's the truth. They're unbelievably professional actors. Unbelievably professional. Prepared, present, playful as you should be as an actor. And, I'm not speaking for you, Jude. But genuinely, and Jude as well, obviously, Jude Law, and one of the most with, this cast really kind of, taking on that role. Yeah, father, big brother, and as a director, what I'll just say is that, I felt like it was one of the most kind of organized, focused, aligned shoots that I've ever been on. I went to college with John Watts and Chris Ford, like was friends with John Watts and Chris Ford in college. And so getting to see them go through this rise has been remarkable, and boy were they ready for this. And so, it was just such a joy to get to step in as a director because everything was already happening. They had already created their characters, they were already, doing all of it. So it was a dream.
I love it.
I think an average thing for me was I would drive to set, I would have a ramen, I would have a Diet Coke, and then I would get ready, and I would act and create meal and have fun with it.
Absolutely. I love it. Now, considering, Robert, that you did so much voice work, what was the recording process like for you?
So I would wear everything basically, I would wear everything like all my clothes on set too, and I would have like a camera rig, like how they do Avatar, and I would also switch out to like a super performer, and she would basically have like the whole like animatronic head on.
Casey Borman. Sorry, that's her name. Sorry, she said that.
Quick shout out.
Continue.
She would have the whole animatronic head, and we would kind of switch out like that. That's how we would kind of do scenes. And yeah.
Did you have to go back and do a lot of line recording when
Oh yeah, I was in that studio for a whole while.
I could have used it than us. Getting Dunkin' Donuts.
That's a solid one. That's a solid one.
I would say like going shopping.
That's also good. Donuts, eating, and shopping. Like, that sounds like a great
Also,
day.
how about shooting Star Wars?
Oh yeah!
They still had to do school. That's the irony,
Yes.
is that they were every single time there was a break, they would go and do schoolwork and come back. So they were working harder than any adult on the entire production.
It was really like it was like doing research. Like it would always be like the weirdest thing when you'd be acting with droids and then you'd be like doing a math test. Not right.
Jude, I have to know, how much lightsaber training did you have to go through for filming? And what was that like? Were there any sort of injuries that you might have gotten, or were you really kind of proficient with it?
Lightsabers don't hurt you anymore.
Were you there? Good, all right. You got a secret spy on set. I got you. I want to make sure you're not saying nothing.
Honestly, we kind of like the idea that he had zero lightsaber experience,
Right.
Because he wouldn't have picked one up before.
Fair.
And so we consciously, which doesn't often happen when you're prepping for a part, we consciously decided to do nothing. It's like, shall we? No. But I mean, I've done stuff, in the past with swords, with knives, cutlasses, all that fencing. So I'd used something similar before, but this was a lightsaber. and they would do wonderful enhancements on the set. So whenever the lightsaber came out and it was lit, you'd get yes. You play it in the room. So initially you just can't believe it. And smiling.
I'll even say, like, one time on set we were waiting and, like, the props guys were here and they had a lightsaber and I was like, and it was so quiet. I was fainting.
I love that. Now, Bryce, are you adept with a lightsaber? Have you picked up one and just kind of gave it a whirl or two?
So, I'm not adept at a lightsaber. Like, definitely not. A lightsaber, that takes a lot of training.
Okay.
Years and years and years
Yes.
of training.
Yes.
Years of training. But I would have an issue even if I did have training because I cannot not make the sound.
No, you're supposed to. Right? Isn't it? No, that's part of the rules, isn't it?
I mean, I wonder if they were playing the noise on set just so that you wouldn't go like, no sound effects required.
It's so hard. Especially when you're like blasting stuff, and it's just like you want to go pew, pew.
It was very hard what to say. And here's an insight. So blasters don't have any kick.
Okay.
And I've played parts in the past where you have to fire arms, and so you have to add a little kick. So I'm going, pew, pew, and then, okay, no. No pew, pew.
No recoil.
See, now I want to know from everybody, what is your Star Wars sound effect? Are you a lightsaber or are you a pew pew? What's okay? Brian, what is yours? What's your sound effect? Are you a lightsaber or a pew pew? Yes.
I feel like I have to be a pew pew.
Okay, all right.
Burn it a blaster?
Yeah. That's what a captain does. I like it. Kyriana? Yeah, you have to answer this now.
I said pew pew. There's a chicken place here in Florida. It's like, I thought it was pew pew. It's pew pew, yeah! It's so good. You guys want to get this?
Everybody.
I'm
Now this was submitted by Zachary Kate from Gainesville. This is for everybody. Did you get to do any of your own stunts? And if so, which was your favorite? Please.
So, I mean, this is a big spoiler, but there's one scene, I don't know if anyone saw this in the background of episode 3, when I fall down the hill.
Yes.
Yeah. This guy right here.
Did you get to do any of your stunts?
There was a part where we were doing like a fighting scene.
Right.
It didn't make it, but trash crabs. Yeah, the trash crabs, and that was fun.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna say something
Here we
here.
go, here we go.
So in the episode that we did together, there was a big giant fight sequence where they did some pretty bad things, and it was very cool. I trained for it for quite a while.
and it got caught.
I'm so sorry.
So tough.
But yeah, I got to see them all in action, and honestly, it's terrifying to be an adult in their presence because they're children and they just throw their bodies in ways in which would break us.
That is true. That is so true. There was one stunt in you guys are not ready. Yeah, I hear you laughing down there. You're not ready for this, okay? You're not ready. In episode 1, that scene where I'm on my way to school, I'm a little bit late, and I'm on my hover bike, and I fall down that ravine. That was me, and that was probably the scariest day of my mother's life. So I was supposed to just like roll down the hill, right? And instead, I did a full headstand. I stood on my head and landed on my back. And everybody off camera was like, oh my gosh, everyone was just so scared. It was the scariest thing for everybody else, but for me, I was like, let's go again, guys. And it was so funny. It was so funny.
You liked it. Okay. All right.
It wasn't really like a stunt because I had wires on me, but I just wanted to shout out, which was really scary for me, is do you remember when I was holding like the rope and we fall down the hill in
Yes.
the first episode? Ravi was basically just jumping on a mat, okay? So his wasn't terrible. I had like a wire, right? And I was just going head like first, like basically like metal. So if they didn't catch me, my head's gone. Alright? There would be no more Neil.
Not just no more Neil, no more Robert.
Done and done.
Yeah, we never endanger the children, honestly. Every precaution.
Way to jump in with that one. I was like, no. They were very safe. They were very
So
safe.
please.
Right.
That was it. Ryan, you felt safe, didn't you?
Oh
Definitely.
Yes, there we go.
I don't know if this counts, but any of the speeder bike stuff was really cool. But it was kind of weird because there was like two guys just dressed in all green suits just pushing you around. But I mean, it was fun.
I still felt like John Wick, alright? I'm sorry. I was getting into it. I was like, oh, this is dope.
I love it. Elliot B. from St. Petersburg wants to know, if you could have any force power in real life, what would it be and why? Bryce, we're going to start with you.
We're gonna start with me.
You've had, you watched this at Skywalker Ranch. I mean, you kind of have to have an answer here.
Force Ghost.
Oh! You see how she protested but literally had a great answer? I see how.
Like mine, a force push all the time to
Right.
my family, and so I'm always like, I'm like trying to get them to move away.
Okay.
But that's what I would really want, would be the ability to,
Show up, project.
yeah,
You know,
live forever.
Give some insights. Hey, use the force. It's good for you.
Yeah,
I got you. I like that.
exactly. Show up for people you love.
I love that. Jimmy.
Well, I'm old school. I get mind trick. Jedi mind trick.
Yes. Okay.
Because I remember seeing when Venus did that the first one, I just went, that seems possible. Listen, I thought if I work hard, I could change people's minds.
Like, you know when you look at something hard enough and you like do that? I mean, I don't know. I think I probably have to go with mind tricks again, but
Okay.
I think I would honestly just like to have the force just to be able to do the thing that Kylo does where he like holds the bullet. That is like the coolest thing in the world.
I like that. I like that. Kyriana.
Like using the force to fly.
Yes.
Not like when you're choking, but like fly.
Like you're being lifted up by someone else to show you.
To elevate people, but not to choke them, unless I can. I got you.
Personally, I think I would just want to do, these are not the droids you're looking for.
I like that. Ravi.
Ooh, okay, so, another little quick story here. I won't take up too much of your time. Backstage when we were signing autographs and whatnot, since we're very professional around here, we were taking a break with Mr. Darth Vader and some stormtroopers, and we got to do a picture where he was force choking some of us. So I would do that because that's my personal favorite. I feel like that'd be fun to shoot too. I feel like that'd be fun, like to actually get to do that on what.
And I'm just
Guys, please don't leave. I'm so very sorry. I'm so very
Dark
sorry.
side is always just there, guys.
No, why not? Why not?
He said he wouldn't be a Jedi, but we now know the truth. It is what it is.
Sith Lord, okay.
It happens. Use the force. Use the force. Use the force. Throw it in. Another. One more. Go for it. Whoa! Absolutely incredible.
I've never seen those on tonight.
We had to go for the physical challenge. That was the best part.
Sadly not. I'm working on it.
That is why he chose the force power he did. This is not the prop you're looking for. See how that works? No, I love it. The last thing that I want to ask each of you.
We based the dark saber off of that Excalibur. Yep.
You see this? I love it.
That kid. The immediate reaction you have with an audience is as much a part of the performance as getting up and doing the performance. And film is funny like that. You have an extraordinary experience, you've got away as a group, you make something, but meeting your audience and meeting people who are enthusiastic about storytelling, just like Bryce said, is a huge important part of what we do. You know, we do it, you're in it, we do it together, you've got to, So you're a big part of this.
all the love. Thank you guys so very much. Megacon, join me.
If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to drop a like, as well as subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, or even click to watch one of my other videos, and may the force be with you.